Welcome back. I want to talk about getting a personality. I feel like I'm creditable to talk about this, if that's even a word, because I was like a kind of ugly duckling when I was younger. And I've kind of had to find things to be interested in to develop some kind of personality. And as I've grown older and I've gained less confidence and I have more self-esteem issues, I latched onto people and I started people pleasing to the point where I lost myself. And then I'm starting to question what I'm actually interested in. And I had this kind of realization the other day because a very close person to me was like, "You're not into films." And I was like, no, I literally took film as a degree. I took film as a fucking degree, guys. I have a first class honours in film production, but yet I cannot seem to fathom watching a TV show or watching a film. I'm one of those people that likes two things in life, which is YouTube, making videos, and music. That's the only thing that I feel like has genuinely kept me sane and kept me to be a little bit different. Because I've always been into YouTube before YouTube and TikTok and everyone wanted to be a content creator was a thing. And I'm not going to lie to you, for so long, over the past couple of years, especially when I was living in London, not only was I around the wrong people, but I was trying to people please the wrong people. It's amazing to kind of see things in people and like it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be it. I was like molding into someone I wasn't to please someone else, and also to kind of feel better about me because I liked who they were and I didn't necessarily like who I was. There's so many symptoms to the main cause here. And I actually love this saying at the moment because I've been talking to my friends about this, is when they come up to me and go, "Kori, oh my God, I can't stop dyeing my hair, cutting my hair," for example. And I'm like, well, that's just a symptom to something deeper. Like, you need to figure out the root cause here. The root cause is that you're not happy within yourself and you feel like you need to be better as a person because you've just been rejected by this guy and you feel the need to cut your hair because the person that you were with him was rejected and you felt not good enough because your hair was maybe long. I don't know, like so many different things, and you just think the easiest thing to do is cut your hair. So that's kind of like what I'm getting at. So for me, the reason why I haven't been able to develop a personality is because I've been people pleasing and been around the wrong people for so long, and I've not actually spent enough time by myself thinking, what do I actually like? A great example would be Sephora kids, right? So you see all these things on TikTok, you have to get the drunk elephant, you have to get all this skincare, the road lip tints, whatever it is. Do you actually want that? Or is it because it's just that everyone else has it and you want to fit in? Because fitting in is a whole nother topic here. And I'm trying not to spiral too much quickly because this is just a generalization of what I'm actually going to go into deeper in a minute. But do you actually want the things that you're seeing and that you're adding to your basket? If Hailey Bieber wasn't the backbone of that, would you actually go out to Boots or wherever and buy that? And if the answer is no, I actually suggest giving it away, selling it, or getting rid of it, because I truly believe if you get rid of everything that you've been influenced by that you don't truly love or that truly doesn't excite you to the core, get rid of it and see what things are left and what remains. This is going to sound so fucking weird, okay? I have a pillow at home and that is me core. I don't know how else to describe it, but there's a pillow that I have that I bought from TK Maxx or something for the podcast, and I was like, this is just fucking me. And I don't know what it is about TK Maxx, but there's things in there that's just so quirky and cool, and like no one else really has it because it's just kind of the leftovers of what didn't get sold. And there's something about it that just like really excites me. And there'll be things in there and homeware and clothing that I'm just like, this is me. This is me. And it's quirky and it's not me being a pick-me, but it's like, this is just me to the core. And I like how no one else really has it either. So that kind of makes me feel at peace and happy and content within myself. And you may be thinking, oh, Kori, but materialistic things. But your environment, including your homeware and your fashion sense, is everything to do with you. And you are your own environment. So if you're around things that's like you've bought on TikTok or that you've seen online, you're not truly being 100% authentically you, you know? And this just goes way deeper. But anyway, unlearning the girly stereotypes is probably something that we should start doing. I don't really like fitting into categories. I think we should just completely ban clean girl, soft girl, messy girl, whatever aesthetic, because realistically, you're probably a bit of everything. You might fit into more than others, and sure, like if that works for you, if you want to be a clean girl, then so be it, if that makes you happy. But there'll be days where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so clean, girl. I've got this slick back fucking bun, even though it's just fucking greasy and I didn't wash it today. That's not clean girl to me. But then me to my core isn't that. Do you know what I mean? I am clean, but I'm not clean girl aesthetic, if that makes sense. Because as much as I love beiges and it suits my skin tone, whatever the fuck, it doesn't excite me. You know, like I don't look at it and go, oh my God, like that's me core. That's just like something that's there. So what I'm trying to get at is find stuff that you truly love and something that sparks something in you that you can't quite describe, like the pillow I was talking about. And I don't know, it's just, I spoke about it on an episode before of I don't feel very girly or something like that, because I've never felt like a girly girl, right? We need to stop feeling guilty for rejecting the traditional girly girl vibes, because not everyone's going to be into pink. I mean, I know the podcast is literally pink, but not everyone's going to be into pink. Not everyone's going to be into getting their nails done. Not everyone's going to be into talking shit to other girls. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that are considered a girly girl thing. And if you don't like it, it's considered pick me, right? And this is what I've never fucking understood, because it's not me trying to get validation from guys, men, other people, just because I don't like a girly girl thing. I just genuinely don't fucking like it. Doesn't mean I'm lesbian. Doesn't mean I'm bi. Maybe. Doesn't mean I'm not less of a girl, not less of a woman, you know? And also, just because you're a lesbian does not mean you're less of a girly girl, less of a woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's subjective. It really is. And is subjective even the right word for this? I don't know what the word is, but being a woman can mean so many different types of thing, you know? And this is what I don't fucking understand about some people. And we need to completely fucking cut the pick me. It's just not a thing. It really isn't. And sure, there are females out there that like to get the male validation and say, oh, but you know what? Like, I like playing football on the weekends and I like watching rugby. I don't fucking know. Just because they want to please other people, right? But realistically, that's being a woman, because women naturally seek validation in men. Okay, like, it's just, it all goes full circle. So I don't think there's ever such thing as a pick me. Sure, there are annoying people out there that aren't true to themselves, but at the end of the day, that's what the fucking root cause is you're not being 100% authentically yourself, because you cannot almost be happy, or you don't even know yourself. That's probably what it is. You just don't know yourself 100%. And that, I don't think anyone ever does, to be honest with you. And it's just about finding different things. Sure, you'll get stuff, you'll like it in the moment, and you might grow out of it in a couple years. But realistically, we're all constantly learning about ourselves, and it's never going to stop. So you just have to fucking enjoy each thing that you like at a time. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying you don't have, like, the road lip tint was just a fucking example earlier. But, like, if that genuinely makes you happy, genuinely to the core, then fine. But anyway, another example of identifying, is it your true interest or is it a trend, would be your following. Your following on Instagram. Like, this is such a small but major thing, I think, because you are who your friends are and you are who you follow. Sorry, not sorry. But I did a massive unfollowing spree. I know, pick me, right? But I follow less people than follow me. And I always have done. Drastically. I'd probably follow 2% of the amount of people that follow me. I won't just follow every Instagram model or people that just follow trends, because that's not who I want to be, and I've never aligned with it. And I don't know, I just don't find it interesting, and I just, if anything, get annoyed at it, because I'm just like, why are you coming up on my fucking page right now, because I don't actually relate to you. Anyway, my point being is that you are who your friends are, which is the next thing I want to get into. And you can be friends and you can be in relationships with the complete wrong people, right? And that can literally be detrimental to your personal growth. And it's okay if you become friends with the wrong people and get into relationships with the wrong people, because it still will resort back to yourself. You will always learn something about yourself, no matter what situation you're in. Probably more so if you're with the wrong people than the right, because it will teach you what you actually want and what you actually like and what you don't like. But that's an unpopular opinion. My unpopular opinion is that every relationship you're in, good or bad, is a good thing. You're always going to find yourself, no matter what situation. Even if you lose yourself, you're going to find yourself 10 times harder. Like, I don't know if you've heard that saying where it's like, when you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. Like, that's kind of the same fucking thing, except from you're just going to level up 10 times more. And everyone always says, oh, you should be single to like find yourself. Sure. But I honestly think that only goes so far, because I mean, it does go a far way, don't get me wrong. But once you find yourself, you can find other people that align with you. And once you find people that align with you, you can only be so self-aware. You can only be so self-aware to the point where you're only going to see your own limits and your own perspective, when sometimes it's nice to get perspectives from other people, the good people around you. And that is probably what's so key, because I have people in my life at the moment who have really pointed out some really good things to me, and it's made me grow at a 10 times faster rate than I would have if I was on my own, because I wouldn't fucking know that, you know? And I don't know, I would never feel guilty for being in a relationship or being with friends all the time, whatever it is, if that's the way you're growing, and if you are genuinely growing and not just disregarding yourself. You've just got to be really careful of who you surround yourself with, though, at the same time. I know I said that wrong relationships or bad relationships, you know, are good in a way. There's always a silver lining. There's always a silver lining with absolutely everything, kind of. You should probably ask yourself a few questions if you feel like you're in the wrong relationship or around the wrong people or in the wrong friendship, which is, if you know your values, do they align with what you believe is good and bad in life? If this person is treating you poorly and you would never treat them poorly, then you're in the wrong relationship. And also, do they kind of want to go in the same direction as you? They don't have to want the same things out of life to the T, but they have to kind of want a very similar goal. Because I think compromise is everything in a relationship. Like, you're not going to like the same things. You're not going to want to do the same things. But in the same breath, you need to kind of have a similar path as to where you want to at least end up. And I think that's really important. My next point being, which I'm really excited about, is that you don't have to like everything. Okay? You don't have to like everything, Kori, is what I have to tell myself now. Because I went through a period of my life, a very long period of my life, trying to like everything that everyone was interested in around me, trying to people please everyone. But I've always kind of been the type of person within my core to not be like everyone else. And the only fucking thing that I can relate this to is in school, like GCSE year, before then, wherever, I was vlogging, and that wasn't really a thing back then. And it was something that, because I enjoyed it so much and because I knew that that was me and it fulfilled me in so many ways, and I was lucky enough that I could go to LA and stuff, that my eyes were opened, that shit did not matter to me. Like, people's opinions did not, like, it's never fazed me. Like, I've always been, it's weird because in person I've always been the fucking shyest person ever, and then put me in front of a camera, I'm a different person. But then that is me, if that makes sense. Because when you enjoy something so much, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. But there definitely has been a lot of phases in my life where I definitely have people pleased, because there's been points where I've let people shame me very close to me. I won't let people shame me that is a random Bob, Billy and Joe on the street, you know. But if it's someone that truly knows me inside and out and they shame me or make me feel worse or make me feel like I can't do something within what I'm doing, is when I start to people please. So me people pleasing in that aspect is a symptom of the root cause. So for so long, over the past couple years, 3 years, I let someone tell me that I almost wasn't capable, and it really got to me. And I don't know why, because I've literally spent 10 years or so making videos and editing and doing these things, and it's always been me, and I was just with the wrong person. They didn't align with who I am and what I value in life, if that makes sense. And that's kind of where the lines are a bit blurry, because I didn't truly really know. I would say no, because I did know what I valued, but I just let someone manipulate me. I don't fucking know. I don't even know still to this day. But it's all very well me saying that you can sit here and know your values and be strong and whatever, but there'll be people in your life that come in and completely fucking tear that apart bit by bit, like a fucking shredder. And you can be the most strong, independent, self-worthy, most valuable, like, you know your shit, right, as a woman. But someone can come in and absolutely fucking obliterate it. Even a man, hell, a man can come in and ruin your life completely by making you believe that you're less than that. And you see that a lot with narcissists. And I don't want to fucking go into this conversation, but I probably should. But I don't know. But narcissists tend to do this. The word narcissist is always thrown around on TikTok, which I fucking hate, because not everyone is a narcissist. And I don't like how TikTok is putting symptoms up online about what to look out for when, you know, sure, but then at the same time, not everyone is. It's not a trend that we just obliged to. Like, it's just not. It's a thing. It's a real thing. Anyway, so I don't really want to go into it too much, but people can completely rip you apart, even if you are the most strong person. And typically with women, it is those types of women that narcissists go for. It really is. But anyway, going back to, you don't have to like everything. So you don't have to like everything, because there's a saying, which is, if you're friends with everyone, you're an enemy to yourself. And it's so fucking true. Like, I have always been pretty strong-minded with who I like and don't like, especially recently. I've been very like, I either like you or I don't. And I'm very on and off like a switch. But sure, there are things that I like about people, but doesn't mean I have to be friends with you. Doesn't mean I have to try and be you just because I like one thing about you. I don't really believe that there's anything about anyone that you can particularly solely hate to the core. Maybe. But there'll always be aspects of people, if you have that mindset of like, oh, I quite like that about them, but doesn't mean I want to be them or want to be friends with them. If you're a people pleaser, you will notice sooner, hopefully, rather than later, that the things that you're trying to please in other people will never please yourself, because you don't know how. You're not being 100% yourself. You're not being authentic to who you are. So how can you expect to know who you are if you're not being authentic to who you are? And then you'll be stuck at square one again. But then realistically, you'll be stuck at square one with the knowledge of what you don't like. You know? So there's a silver lining there. This is just too much. I feel like am I repeating myself in this? I hope I'm not. Burnout as a female, or just in general if you're a guy watching this, but I don't know. We as women, and I'm not trying to sound, you know, we as women have it so hard. Well, we do have it hard, but we as women are constantly in an environment on social media and in real life where we have to fit in to being this perfect person, because we are trying to fucking fit into every left, right and centre that keeps changing and evolving. Because you see it all the time with the Kardashians or whatever it is. Sometimes it's thick, then it's slim thick, then it's thin, you know, then it's getting a BBL, then it's not getting a BBL, you know. That's just one really basic example, but there's so many things that as females we try and fit into or we try and adhere to. And this is where the toxic female comes in, where it's like we're trying to fit in to be a female, to be feminine. That's not what being feminine is to a core. Burnout as a woman is fucking incredibly hard sometimes, because it's not just that we burn out because we're overworking ourselves. We burn out because we're always trying to constantly fit into something that social media, TikTok, trends are trying to tell us to fit into. Sephora kids, again, being a fucking main example here. And it's young kids as well. It's not exactly like 20-something-year-olds, even though it is developing into that now. But I can't imagine being a kid now and trying to fit into all these trends and never actually knowing truly who I am. I think we're going to see this massive pandemic of girls who don't actually know who they are and get into these toxic relationships and get into these awful situations because they have not been able to or had access to or not had access to being themselves, because they've been too consumed with what everyone else is doing. And I'm a fucking culprit of it, and I'm 23, you know. The burnout is real. The burnout is real because you get to a point where you're just like, what? I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, who am I? I need to get off my phone, but my phone's addictive. And my phone will give me inspiration to who I want to be, but at the same time, my phone does nothing but fucking drain me because it's constantly get this, get that, discount on this, oh my god, someone's gonna get fired, the discount is so low on this fucking road lip tint. You know what I mean? I don't fucking want that road lip tint. Apparently it's got bits in it. Sorry, not sorry. Don't ever send me a care package. Sorry, I just don't. Please don't, because I don't want to actually influence people. Okay, maybe if it's good money, but you know what I mean? It's just maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I just personally don't want to try and consume things that everyone else is consuming. Am I going to call out a brand? Fuck it. White Fox hoodies, right? I bought 2 White Fox hoodies. And why are they the boxiest shit ever? Why is it so boxy? Why do I look like a Roblox character? Why do I look like a Minecraft character? Why do I look like a rugby player? Like, I got it because I thought, oh, slouchy. But it's people are like, no, it's the design. It's a design. But well, no, this is the same design, but it's just not as bulky. I get it because it's like the hem is off the shoulder. That's what it's supposed to do, and that's why White Fox hoodies are supposedly supposed to look really good. But on me, they look fucking ridiculous, right? Anyway, that was one trend that I was like, oh, you know what? I can actually kind of align to it because I love hoodies. I've always loved hoodies. I've loved baggy shit. I've always worn baggy clothes. But it's just proves my point of this is not it. It just doesn't like, sure, because it's a hoodie and it's baggy that it aligns with me and makes me excited. But because it's a trend and it's overhyped, I fell for it. I don't know. It wasn't something that I'd go out my way and probably fucking buy anyway from that brand particularly, because I've never really been into things. And don't get me wrong, I do love a basic look. I do fucking love a basic look. What am I wearing now? Neutrals. Basic, right? I love a basic look. I'm a whore for basic looks. It actually does make me quite happy. But that doesn't really align with my 8-year-old self. And hear me out. You might be thinking, oh, but Kori, you're 8. You were 8 back then. But when I was 8, I had no boyfriend. I had no trauma from a guy. I had no trauma in fucking, probably did have trauma, but I had no trauma in general from growing up and experiencing and seeing things and witnessing things I shouldn't have ever fucking witnessed. And I was me to my core without worrying about what other people thought. You know? As much as I don't really care as much now, I still fucking care. I still care a lot, but nowhere near as much as I did back then. We just have to embrace being imperfect, because imperfection is probably the most perfectionist thing you'll ever do. Hear me out, let me land. The more perfect you are in terms of society and in terms of social media, I guess, the more boring you are and the less personality you have. And the prime example would be these people that go on Love Island. They come out and they have an Instagram of a basic... No, that's going to be really mean, because I actually love everyone, right? No, I don't love everyone, because then that means I'm an enemy to myself. I don't love everyone. I'm just not going to be a fucking bitch. Fuck it, I am going to be a bitch. I don't actually like half of the fucking people that come out of Love Island. In fact, all of them. Fuck it. I don't like all of them because, no, it doesn't interest me. That's a better word. Their feed does not interest me in the slightest, because it's just promoting over consumerism and all these brands that just, sure, pay a lot of money for these influencers, which is probably great. But at the same breath, it's like, but that doesn't align with a lot of people though, because who nowadays wants to look like everyone else? Sure, maybe when you're younger because you want to fit in and, you know, you're not quite confident within yourself, which is fair enough. But I think I've reached an age now where my frontal lobe is developing and I just don't find interest in those things. And I won't find interest in those things. But it goes for a lot of influencers nowadays, actually. I would say influencers in general. And there's a very few amount that, you know, don't post loads of things, which I get it, that's your job. I understand, because you're trying to promote brands and whatever. And like, I might be jeopardizing myself by talking about these brands, but simply this is how I feel, and I'm not holding back, because I think we need to just change the fucking way of the world and see that we need to stop buying things that we're not interested in. And it's no offense to the brand at all. I'm only offending the brand that I've had personal experiences with as a customer. But as a whole, we need to just kind of stop consuming things that don't actually excite us and not waste our own fucking money on things that don't really mean anything and doesn't add any value to your life apart from, oh, I've got that hoodie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't actually go out and see a white fox hoodie, for example, and go, oh, she's so cool. She's got a white fox hoodie on. I just think, oh, I've got that and it looks shit on me. Like, why are they so boxy? You know, it pisses me off when I see one. So a key takeaway so far is to detox from the external noise, is to not people please, is to get into those good/bad relationships. Obviously not bad to the point where you're like, you know, it's unlearning the girly stereotypes. It's unlearning all of these over-consumerism things online. It's demantalizing. Is that a word? Dismantling. It's dismantling the pick-me. Because being a pick-me doesn't really fucking exist. People that say, oh, pick-me girls, I don't know though, because there are a few people like that I know. But that's just a symptom of something deeper, which is what I was trying to tell you earlier. Being a pick-me girl is a symptom of not really knowing yourself or understanding yourself and what you like and what you don't like. Because you cannot validate your own self. You can't self-soothe. You have to find the validation in other people by saying that you like what this guy likes or what this girl likes, whatever it may be, going against the grain because you don't feel like being yourself is good enough or cool enough. That is the fucking root cause, okay? Let's talk about making peace with being uncool. Okay, so you might be thinking, okay, Kori, well, how do I get a personality? You might be in a phase where you're like, I feel like I'm not interested in anything and I'm not cool or I'm not interesting, or maybe I do like the road peptide. I do like the white fox hoodies. Does that make me less of a person, Kori, just because you say you don't like it and it makes you less cool, whatever? No, like, you're cool in your own fucking way, okay? If you like the white fox hoodie, sure. It's just not my personal thing. And if that makes you happy and excites you to your core, then I'm happy for you. Because one of my best friends, Harriet, she lives on road. She loves road. She loves the road peptide. She loves the road skincare. Doesn't mean I think any less of her. Doesn't mean she's a fucking cool person. She's so cool. Anyway, I won't get into that because otherwise I will be here all day. Making peace with being uncool is probably the best thing you'll ever do for yourself. Accepting that not everyone is perfect and admitting that sometimes you can be cringe. I think the best example, if you ever watched Kami, like the Social Climbers growing up, like, he was cringy, but he kind of embraced being cringy and it made him less weird or more cool, whatever the fuck, however you want to explain it. And kind of accepting the things that you like that not everyone else does, because that actually makes you cool. Like, if you were to ask me, Kori, what do you think makes someone cool? What is the definition of cool? It would be someone that likes something that's against the grain, that not everyone necessarily agrees with 100% of the time. Because do I find myself cool? No. Because I'm myself and I'm bored of myself, because I'm with myself 24 hours of every single day, 365 days a year for the rest of my life until I die. So I want, as a human and as a girl and as a person, I want inspiration from other people. I'm constantly trying to evolve because that's what we do. That's literally what we do. So the way I can navigate who a true person is do they like things that set them apart from other people? They're 100% okay with the quirks that they love in life, and they have something in them that's just like, you can't quite describe it, but it's like, you're cool, you know? And that might seem shallow, I don't know, but I don't have uncool friends. I don't have uncool people around me because that's a reflection on me. You know, if Harriet comes to me about her writing, because she's a screenwriter, I'm not inherently interested in that, but I find that fucking cool. And in some way, shape or form, that will give me inspiration for my own work, for my own being and stuff. And I love being friends with people that aren't the same as me. And I'll speak about this before, but I love being friends with people that aren't the same as me because you can learn so much from them. And if you don't want to learn as a person, cool. But I'm the type of person that constantly wants to learn. I have to have intellectual conversations with you, or you just have to be different to me or whatever for me to want to engage with you. you also are who you experience. So that means whoever you've been around growing up is always going to be a part of you. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because that literally goes for every single person in this life. Everyone isn't self-made. Everyone is made through little bits of other people. You're not 100% self-made, you know? So it's really great to be around people that you find really cool. And it doesn't have to be what I'm saying is cool, you know? It can be your own thing. But in my personal fucking opinion, it's people that are just 100% happy with being them and has accepted the uncool parts of them. And also accepting that everyone is going to be boring at some point in their lives. I'm sitting here saying, oh, you have to have this, this and this. But I don't have everything right now. Like, I look at myself and I think I'm fucking boring. Like, I genuinely, because I've stripped so much out of my life and got rid of all the people that I was people pleasing, and because I lost myself, I'm now at a point where it's like, cool, I like podcasting and I like making videos. But that's literally it. Like, I could probably think of more, but it's just like, there's not really much that I enjoy. There's hobbies that I want to get back into that I used to enjoy, which is like dance and stuff, but I'm still finding it, and that's okay, because I'm also around people that I find really cool, so they can inspire me in different ways. Yeah, I guess it's just accepting that you are going to have moments where you do feel boring. And don't get me wrong, I have been spiraling all week of the fact that I feel boring, but that doesn't make you any less of a person, and it doesn't make you it shouldn't make you feel not worthy to have anyone cool in your life, or anyone in your life in general, because like, you're going to fall out of love with things and you're going to fall in love with things, and it's not always going to be linear. So, and also, I don't have a career going for me right now, which probably doesn't help either. Because I think when you have a career, it really helps you. Having a goal even will help you. So I'll give you an example, actually. This might make me less boring, but a little bit more basic. Is that I signed up for another half marathon. Yeah, okay, I've done it. I'm doing it. And I've started training for it, because I feel like if I don't have this goal, I genuinely probably will drive myself crazy, because I'll feel like I don't have anything going for me other than the podcast, which was obviously great. But yeah, it's just... I don't know. I don't want to stick to just one thing. I want to try and experience everything, so I have more to talk about on the podcast, you know? But yeah, obviously running became a massive trend, but I did it the year before it became a trend. But nevertheless, like, that's not me being a pick me either. It's just because I'm cool. I'm just fucking cool. What I'm trying to tell myself. Anyway, I've always been fucking cool. I've always had cool ideas. I've just never executed them, and I'm my own worst enemy. I really am. I truly am. Anyway, do you ever get it where you have this really fucking cool idea and then it will blow up on TikTok, or it will blow up, or someone else will do it better, or you'll do it like years before and then someone else does, and you're like, oh, I did that. A great example would be, right, from my own mistake, I opened a Jean Paul Gaultier, you know, that perfume that's in a tin thing, and I used a can opener because of my own fucking mistake, because I'm stupid. Sometimes I just do stupid shit. I used a can opener to open the fucking tin because I'd never seen this before in my life. I'd never spent that much money on a fucking perfume before, and I just thought, this is probably a cool, quirky way of opening this perfume, and I thought that was pretty cool, right? But no, you open it from the bottom, and I obviously filmed myself because I was vlogging, because it was my birthday, and I was doing like, what I got for my birthday, this is what I got for my birthday, and I opened it with a can opener. Bear in mind, it got like, 200k views, and then I think I've seen 3 more do it, and they've got millions of likes, and I'm like, bitch, you saw mine, because it was literally months after that they did it, and I keep getting tagged in it by my friends. Anyway, that annoys me. Unoriginal, hello? And it's like people that actually are pretending to not know as well. Like, I genuinely didn't fucking know. I genuinely didn't know. And this is what pisses me off. I feel like my personality shows better on other people's platforms, shows better when I'm with other people, not necessarily on my own. Like, I look at this podcast, I fucking hate it, because I'm like, this is not me. This doesn't seem, I'm not coming across in the way I want to come across, who I am. I probably am, but I just look at it because it's mine, and I look at it and I edit it, probably, most likely. I don't know. I can't perceive how you guys perceive me. I can't control that either. So that's another thing. I don't know how long I've been fucking talking, to be honest with you. I think I'm low-key too concerned. No, because it's kind of what I want to do as a career, is actually kind of show my personality online. Why would I not want to do that as a career? Why would I not want to talk for a fucking living? Anyway, but I just feel like I struggle to show that. It's like something mentally or physically is blocking it. And it's definitely myself, for sure. Like, I'm my own worst enemy. I've been told this hundreds of times, which I do understand and I see. And I'm trying to work on it, right? But someone literally said to me the other day, Kori, you come up with all these crazy ideas and you sit on it and you think about it and you plan it, but you don't actually ever see it through. And I was like, oh my God, that's actually so true. And then I started thinking, that is just a symptom. What is the root cause? The root cause is that I think I'm an idealist. I wouldn't say that's the root cause, but I think one of the causes would be I'm an idealist and I love coming up with things because I'm creative and I have a creative mind and it would be great to execute it. But okay, maybe it's lazy because one, it's like effort. Two, maybe I might not have the resources to do it because it's too big. And three, I am my own worst enemy in the sense of I don't almost believe that I can do it. That's probably the root cause. No, that's the root cause. I wouldn't even say it's lazy. I think I don't believe in myself enough to execute it or even execute it in a way that I can put pen to paper and thought to physical. Because I've always struggled, and you might be sitting here thinking, Kori, you can put words together very well. You can say things that I'm thinking, but I can't put what I'm thinking into words as well as I want to. I'm thinking all this crazy shit that I know the answer to. You always know the fucking answer, Kori. I know the answer to everything, but it's like coming out with it and understanding it and contextualizing it. Do you know what I mean? I can't even fucking say that word. Conceptualizing it. That's it. And I just struggle to put fucking mind to thought to paper, thought to words. Does that make sense? And it's no fault of my own, really. I think I'm just dyslexic. I am dyslexic. I don't know if that's a part of it, but, you know, I'll be trying to communicate with someone about something, and it takes a very good person, and I only know a few people like this, that will know what I'm trying to say without me saying it, and can just see me for who I am, and I absolutely fucking love that, because it saves me the effort and energy to try and explain 10 times to get my point. And dyslexia, by the way, isn't just written, it's verbal. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand. I feel like I did go on a bit of a rampage there. Rampage? Side quest. Okay, the final thing I want to talk about is the art of saying no. Being a yes man is great and all, is great. I have a friend called Zara, and we always have this motto of just say yes, Kori, just go, just fucking do it. Say yes to every opportunity. But I agree. I think you should say yes to everything. But then I've always been that type of person that's been like, say no when it doesn't feel right. Say no when you have a gut feeling. Say no when, I don't know. And that's part of trusting yourself and trusting that you've made the right decision. I think that's really vital in understanding who you are as a person and having that self-confidence. Because there's been scenarios where I've said yes to things, gone to it and been like, this was the worst thing I could have done for myself. I almost self-sabotage myself by going, you know, I fucked up something by going. So it's really important to almost say no to some opportunities, but also say no because it will protect your peace. Sometimes I do think, as much as I say you should experience everything, you should experience the good and bad, there is a fine line of like, there's only so much bad I can take that I need to actually say no to protect my own fucking peace right now. As much as sometimes I'd want to, I just shouldn't. But it's also understanding the value of slow living. I feel like I've come back to the countryside, right? And I'm living a very slow life like I used to. Because when I was in London, I was doing something every single day. Like even if I was in bed, I was doing something, you know? And now I'm home, and I had yesterday of just kind of recovering from the gym, chilling, not really doing much. It sparked something in me that made me want to do something more with my life again. And sometimes I just think you just need to take a step fucking back. Sometimes doing nothing will resort to you being you and 100% authentically you. The best way I can describe it is having a slow-paced life, you will find you core. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense, because I'm tired. I don't know if I need to say anything else. I just want to end off by saying, if you are, again, finally, I will conclude by saying, if you don't know who you are and you're trying to find yourself, or you're a bit lost at the moment, and you are buying the Road lip tint, whatever it is, or you are buying the White Fox hoodies, it's okay. Maybe you need that to find yourself and to discover that you don't actually like it, and you can find what you do like. If I make it, right, I'm just going to say this, if I do make it and I get offered £1 million, if I get offered a lot of money, multi-millions, to do some kind of brand deal, I will do it, obviously, but I'm never, ever, ever going to promote something that I don't personally believe in. So I'll give you an example. Something I believe in that is what it's all hyped up to be is the Kylie Jenner blush, for example. Like, there's a lot of Kylie Jenner makeup things that I absolutely love that I rediscovered recently, because I used to use it as a kid. The James Charles Morphe palette, oh my god, that is so good. Like, I've never had a palette so good and that blends. Anyway, there are things that live up to the hype 100%, and I will always promote that, and I'll always do what I feel is right. But I'm never going to promote something that, just because it's a trend and just because I've been offered money, unless it's loads of money, that I'm just not going to promote it. Anyway, that's what I'll just say. So, that being said, I do need to go now because I have a meeting. I have a meeting now. I need to go. I feel like there's loads more I want to talk about, but I have been yapping for fucking ages already. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, and I will catch you next week. Bye.